Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so very much for joining me on this beautiful, breezy, sunny, warm winter evening. Okay? It's like almost 70 degrees out here. Today is what? February 18th, 2026, because we've been through hell with this weather here, okay? If y'all been in those snowy areas, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sitting back here on my back patio, and I was like, let me just come on outside, just talk right quick, because it's nice out here, because tomorrow supposed to be like tornadic activities going on here in Ohio, so we're gonna get blown off the map probably. That messed up. We have a snowstorm just like what, 3 weeks ago, 2 3 weeks ago, and we messed around and had a tornado. That would be diabolical, man. Okay? But anyway, I'm here to talk about some stuff that I've been talking about for a long time on my channel. In my channel, I'm about I'm always real with my stuff. I'm always true and honest when I talk about things. These ain't things that I just, somebody just like some stuff I heard through the grapevine. This is some stuff that I talk to people about. People witnessing stuff. I witness this stuff myself. So I've been talking about how women should be careful when it comes to a lot of men. And I'm not saying that men should be careful too when it comes to women, but my channel is really about women empowerment, okay? Because I love us, women, okay? We are the backbone to the earth, okay? Without women, a lot of stuff would not be done, okay? So that's just the truth, okay? Men, we love y'all, we need y'all too. But women, okay, we carry y'all, okay? We carry the babies, okay? So I'm about women's empowerment. But I'm going to tell y'all a story about what a young lady, one of my clients, told me yesterday. And this is what I've been always talking about, when you have to be careful, especially not just my young women, but I'm thinking like a lot of women are lonely, in need of companionship, and they will do it by any means necessary. They all, when you meet a man, all the signs are there, all the red flags are standing straight the hell up, but you ignore it until it's too late, okay? So I talked to a client of mine yesterday, beautiful young lady. She'll be 31 years old this year, so she's born in 1995. She'll be 31 years old this year. And the story with her was, I ain't gonna make, it's a long story, but I'm gonna try to shorten it up. But she told me back in 2022, she was dating a guy, right? And this guy was kind of like, demanding. He just always demanded her undivided attention all the time. I mean, all the time. She said, Miss Denise, I was doing him a favor by going to the pharmacy and getting some medication that he wanted me to get for him. She said I drove his car, because she said my car was in the shop. So I drove his car to go get his medication. Now listen to the story. This was crazy. There's more to it, but I don't want to tell the girls too much of business. So I'm looking at some stuff. Yeah, when it get warm out here, I gotta come out here and do some work. Golly. But anyway, she said that she drove his car to go get his medication while he was lying at home on the couch or whatever. And he called her and kept calling her, and like hollering and screaming at her while she was driving. Where you at? Why you taking so long? La, 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 la. She was like, "Damn, let me get to Walgreens so I can go get your meds, right?" So she said that since I didn't get back, and like when he wanted me to come back with his medication, she said he called the police on me and reported his car stolen. So now big that while she out there doing him a favor, she didn't get back, and just like in the nick of time when he wanted her back, while she was out there getting his medication from Walgreens. So if I tell you leave the house at 4, you ain't back by 5, I'm calling the police and say you stole my car, basically. So he called the police and reported his car stolen. So in the meantime, she said that he was still calling her, "Where you at? I need where you at? Where you at?" She was like, "Damn, I'm in line. Let me get your meds," whatever. So she said after about an hour and a half, she got his medication, went back to the house, and she said he just was really, really just angry about nothing, snatching his prescription bag and, nonsense, right? Then she said, time went on. She said 6 months later, She was pulled over driving that same car that he was in the passenger seat. She driving the car. Cops pulled her over, and they handcuffed her. She said she was scared out of her mind. Handcuffed her because there was a warrant for her arrest. So they ran the license plate and said, ma'am, this car was reported stolen 6 months ago. She was like, what? Stolen? And the boyfriend was like, oh man, oh snap. I forgot to call and get that case dropped. Oh, officer, can you just drop that? The officer said, no, I can't just drop a case because you said, because you say so. No, you did that 6 months ago if you want to drop a case. So, she just said, good thing her charge was thrown out of grand theft auto. But she said she had to spend 24 hours in jail until everything was straightened up. And she said she asked the boyfriend, why did you do that? Why did you report the car stolen? Oh, because I was mad at you because you ain't come back when I told you to. She said, oh, when I was out there getting your medication that you asked me to go get, I didn't come back when you told me to with your car. And she said, Miss Denise, that's why. She said, I'll be 31 years old this year. That's why I don't have any kids. I'm not with anybody. She said, I'm so afraid to get with anybody else right now because of that situation. That spooked me. It kind of woke me up. She said, I thank God I made it through it, but it kind of woke me up about men and how simple and easy it is for somebody to put a charge on you, something that you didn't do, and you was doing them a favor. And I was like, yeah. I said, baby sis, yeah, that's I see that stuff a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, but she said she was so embarrassed. Because it was found on the internet or whatever. Her mugshot was up and stuff like that. And I told her, I just gave her a hug and said, I'm so sorry that you went through that. So I told her, I said, honey, I got stories up the yin yang. You want to hear about my story? I can write a book and it'd be a bestseller on the silly, crappy stuff that men have done and said to me. But then, a lot of men feel they can do and say what they want to do and say to you. But when you clap back, you are the problem. You're crazy now. Because how dare you react to their bullshit? How dare you react to that? And that's exactly what that was. Then she said that he was in a hospital or something like that, like shortly after that. And she said she broke up with him. She was like, I was done with him. She said, I broke up with him. He had a nerve to call me like it was nothing. Hey babe, how you doing? She said, who is this? This so-and-so. I'm in the hospital. You come see me? She said, I just click. Right. When people act like they skip over all the bullshit and all the shit you done and said to me, I'm supposed to just jump back on your nuts like you was just the man. Like I told that young lady, I was like, it's not all men, we know that, but it's always a man. When women are accused, or most of the time when women commit crimes, it's usually always a man behind that crime. I told her about the lady who spent 10 years of her life in prison that I met about, I think this was like during COVID or right before COVID? I'm going to say like right before COVID. She did 10 years in prison for a crime she said she had no idea that her boyfriend was committing. They was living together, and I guess the feds was like on him. He was hiding drugs in the apartment the whole time, drugs and money and guns underneath the floorboard, underneath the carpeted floor. He cut a hole, put the drugs and guns and money, whatever, underneath the floor or whatever, this and that, covered it back up, put the couch back on top of it. And she said they came and tore her apartment up, and she was like, I told the cops I had nothing to do with this. I didn't know he was doing this stuff. Because she said he had a job. She said he did work. I never knew he was out here doing drugs. I had no idea. She said this was a 9-to-5 brother. He got up and went to work all the time. Never knew that he was handling drugs and money and guns, whatever, and had that stuff inside the floorboards we had an apartment, a condo or whatever. She said I did 10 years in jail for that. She said from 2007 to 2017 for something I had no clue. He got 25 years for that, but she said I did 10 years for that. No clue. Yeah, she was like, my little girl was 3 years old. I was like, that's cold-blooded. Like, she said, I had no clue. Yeah. Yeah, she didn't have any priors, whatever. She didn't have nothing on. She didn't have anything. But she was like, I did 10 years for that. And I had no clue. I tell women all the time, we got to be careful when it comes to these brothers out here, because they could be out here doing all kind of BS and we don't know. We don't know. So, like the young lady said yesterday, she's afraid to even try dating again. She said she's the youngest of 8 children, and she said her siblings all got kids. She said, I'm the only one who don't have any kids. And she said, Mr. Elise, I'm scared. These men have made me scared, afraid to try again. And that is so sad. It's sad. Yeah, I told her if I wasn't married, I think I'd be chilling too. Okay, because these cats out here, like I told her, these men out here, they know who they are. It ain't all of them. We know that. I got I know a lot of men that's just great human beings, love them to death. But a lot of men out here nowadays, they are competing with women. I can see if we sit down here playing spades, dominoes, Uno, Simon, or some kind of Parker Brother game. But these mofos out here competing with women, toe to toe, shoulder to shoulder. You hear me? When it comes to women, they ain't competing with no man about nothing. They are competing with women. Women. Grown ass men. Grown ass able-bodied human being men are competing with women. Grown, full-blown women. They going shoulder to shoulder, toe to toe with us. Do you know how sick that is? And then when we don't give them what they want, we a bitch, we a hoe, we ain't shit. They in your face like this. No, motherfucker, you ain't gonna be up my grill like that. Cause see, I see you in the grave before I see a man in my face like that there. That's some shit I don't play. Stop competing with women. These men, they know who they are. Stop it. Competing with women. Damn, if you want to sit down and play a game of spades, we could do that. Monopoly. Let's compete like that. Before competing with you competing against looks, dress, who get the most attention, who got the best this, the best that. You a whole man at this motherfucker. A whole man. You competing with a whole woman. That don't make a lick of damn sense to me. Stop it. These cats know who the fuck they are. I'm sorry. They know who they are. I think that's some low blow ignorant shit right there. That's some low blow shit to me. Yeah, they know who they are. But anyway, yeah. The story goes on and on about that young woman, but I ain't want to put out her shit out there, but that was a low blow that he reported his car stolen when she was doing him a favor. But anyway, I'm about to go in the house. I had just ordered me some Sephora. Yeah. I got this camera thing on here and it's moving. Yeah. Okay, but anyway. So Sephora, and I got some it's a Sephora, like it's a glow. Again, winter skin, child. Winter skin. Yeah, I'm going to start getting my stuff together before the spring months get here. This damn thing is moving back and forth. It's getting on my hot ass nerve. But anyway, I'm going to end this video in a second anyway. But yeah, get your skin together before the summertime, the springtime get here. Okay. So you won't be all ashy and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get my stuff together. I'm gonna keep my stuff together all winter, okay? Well, I'm gonna go in the house, take me a shower, and put this on my face to keep my skin glowing. This is called Glow. Yep, that's Sephora. Yep, it has vitamin C and what's this called? Hyaluronic acid. Whatever the hell that shit is. Yeah, but I'm about ready to put this on, honey. 96% natural ingredients. So yeah. But alright, you guys, y'all take care. They don't stay out the way. And if you want them kind of brothers out here, them kind of men who want to compete against women, you're dead wrong. Sit your ass down somewhere. Go compete against a man. Go shoulder to shoulder and toe to toe with a damn man, not a damn woman. Cut it out. Stare at that woman's face. Be a man. Stop bullshitting. Stop bullshitting, boo boo. Okay? Because a lot of women out here, like myself, I don't play that shit with men. I don't play that shit with nobody, especially men. You gonna get my face. Don't go toe to toe with me. I'm not gonna go toe to toe with. Go toe to toe with a damn man. Another man, not a woman. Especially not your woman. That's tacky as fuck to me. I'm sorry. All right, you guys. It's a nice breeze out here, but tomorrow's gonna be almost. They say it's gonna be like tornado weather out this mofo tomorrow. But see, we in Ohio, and Ohio is this is tornado city up here. But you know where I'm at, I'm not like in the valley, so I'm more, you know, I'm in the city, so we can get the bad winds up here. It happened before. But all right, you guys, y'all take care. Let those stay out the way. God bless, and compete with yourself, not with nobody else. Be yourself. But all right, deuce to y'all. Take care. Till next time.
All right, I like what you got there. Let me show you what I got. Check this out. Bring the bass line. Hey yo, shut it down.
These brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep way by my side.